proceed with our keynote speaker. This session deals with the first phase of developing approaches to CSR programs, the process of assessment and the development of ideas. This phase of assessment and ideation involves developing a clear understanding of the needs and concerns of stakeholders, as well as the situation and the capabilities of businesses. Within the frame of this conference theme, this assessment and ideation phase is expected to specifically address concerns of equity and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Mr. Michael Jacobson on stage.
Thank you.
Michael is responsible for leading Intel's corporate social responsibility strategy with stakeholders across the company. He has an experienced team of experts in CSR, strategic alliances, communications, stakeholder management, and reporting, who are committed to building upon Intel's performance as a leading corporate citizen. There's more information on Michael's background and his resume in the conference handbook, but let me proceed and ask Michael to take the stage.
Something seems horribly wrong to me this morning. I'm in Bali, Indonesia, and I'm in a suit. How is that even possible? I get a chance to travel all over the world, and this was a trip as my colleagues at work would ask me, "Oh, so you're going on the road? Where are you going?" I'm going to Asia. Okay, you're going to Asia. Where are you going? Well, I'm going to Indonesia. Okay, so where in Indonesia? Well, I'm going to Bali. Immediately, the jealousy. I've never seen of going to a place in the world where people are so immediately jealous of the opportunity that you have. I'm in a suit, but I will tell you I still have this little bracelet on that I got at the beach yesterday, so a little reminder of that we're in Bali. All right, I'm going to talk this morning. I'm going to set the stage. There's not much I have to do here. I'm really honored to have the opportunity to present before this audience. The Asian Forum on Corporate Social Responsibility, the Asian Institute for Management, the people that are in this room are leaders in corporate social responsibility. You are real thought leaders. You're driving the practice, not only in Asia, but actually the practice all over the world. I still get nervous speaking in front of professors and doctors, and so I'll have that opportunity this morning. But just know that I'm humbled to be here, and I really consider it an honor. But I will take a second to set the stage. I'll talk about why social innovation, and then I'm going to compare license to operate and social innovation and go through Intel's past. And we'll talk about whether something is corporate social responsibility, license to operate, or is it something more transformative? So that's a conversation that we will have. The world is incredibly small these days. Part of that is because of the company that I work for and the industry that I'm a part of. Technology has brought the world together at a tremendous pace. Something happens in one part of the world, if there's an economic crisis in one part of the world, the entire world feels it. This notion that you could have a supply chain and you could be somewhere in part of the world taking advantage of that part of the world and it would go unnoticed, that doesn't happen anymore. The world is incredibly small, and with the size of the world and the way that technology has brought us together, the opportunities are substantial. There's great opportunities. So this notion of the world being small to me is a very positive thing. I say the world is small, but it did take me 35 hours to get here from my home in California. So, it's still pretty good size. I'm not going to spend a lot of time defining corporate social responsibility, but let me say one thing from the beginning. If you ask what is the role of business, the role of business does not stop at acting responsibly. That's a requirement of business, to have a pact with our communities and our shareholders that we're going to act responsibly. That's a given. Don't give corporations a tremendous amount of credit just because we act responsibly. It's a good thing. We need to do it, but that should be a given. In fact, a corporation's imperative is to really unleash its full capabilities and potential to have a positive impact on society. It's an imperative for business because it's necessary. Businesses will grow because you have a healthy society around us. Business will stagnate because society stagnates. So I do want to say with corporate social responsibility, you'll see down here at the bottom the way Intel defines it. It's a long-term shareholder value around mitigating risk, maximizing opportunities to create positive social impact. Okay, so it's a business objective, it's a societal objective. If you think about CSR, and there's a lot of conversations, and people will say CSR is dead. Again, maybe we should call it something else. Maybe it should be called what we're talking about today, social innovation. In my view, and I put together this graph, CSR is actually, it's an evolution. And if you go back to the very beginning of its essence, and let's go down here to the bottom left, I call this circle awareness. Initially, corporations are aware. Right? They need to be responsible. Basic fundamentals are put in place. Let's keep the factory running. Let's keep the business running. Yeah, we'll engage with the community, but we're going to engage with the community because it helps us keep the factory going. Just basic general awareness of being a responsible corporation. And as you do this for a period of time, you become more efficient at it. You learn. And as you learn, you take that, you share that learning, and you're able to, through being a responsible corporation, actually reduce cost, create energy savings, keep the factory open, manage your labor relations effectively. Okay? As you mature and you get better around that sort of efficiency, it becomes more important to you as a company. It becomes a strategy. Right? You start to recognize that there's a real value to being a responsible corporation. You integrate it in the way that you do business. It's not just a CSR program. It differentiates you, and it's purpose-driven. So you can go back to Intel, and when we were really more in the license to operate space, and by the way, those first three circles, I think, are all in the license to operate space. You could draw a line right after, you do that vertically right after strategy.